Welcome to the Kirklees College Virtual Open Day for Science. If you have any questions during the presentation, then you can type them into chat and we will answer them at the end. This presentation begins with a short video of our Huddersfield Centre.
Hi everyone, my name's Charlotte Catmull and I'm the Curriculum Area Manager for the Science Department. Welcome to the Virtual Open Day. We have a number of courses on offer within the Science Department, right through from Level 1 to Level 3, and those include the Level 1 Introductory Diploma in Applied Science, the Level 2 Diploma in Applied Science. At Level 3 we have 3 different pathways, the first being the Applied Science, second being the Applied Science Biomedical pathway, and the third being the Forensic and Criminal Investigations. On all 3 of those Level 3 courses, we do offer the option of a diploma and the extended diploma in each. The last thing that we offer in the Science Department is the Laboratory Technician Apprenticeship. That's a little bit different to our full-time courses, but we will come on and talk about that shortly. If you are interested in applying for any of these courses, we have various different entry requirements, and all entry criteria can be found on the college website, so that would be our first part of call if you would want to apply for any of these courses that we've just mentioned. Some further information about our courses. On all of our courses, you will cover the core sciences, chemistry, biology and physics. These subjects will then also be extended with other units that are relevant to your particular qualification. So for instance, if you are studying a level 3 applied science course with us, you would study more chemistry and physics. On the level 3 biomedical course, you would study more biology, and on the level 3 forensic science course, you would study the relevant forensic science units such as forensic photography and forensic fire investigation. At level 1 and 2, we also cover all 3 of the core sciences, but included in the level 2 qualification is some forensic science in case that's what you're thinking about moving on to at level 3. All students on our science courses will take part in compulsory work placements, and those will be in a relevant field to enhance their job and university applications. We've had various students go on to lots of different placements over the years. These include at the hospital, in the radiography department. We've had students go to Syngenta and work in their labs there. We've had forensic science students go off to various different universities to work within their forensic science departments. In terms of the timetable for the courses, you'll usually be timetabled for 3 to 4 days per week, and that will include all of your units. Please don't panic if you don't get your English and Maths at grade 4 before you join us. We've definitely got a course for you. Those will be built into your timetable if you do need them, so there's nothing to worry about if you don't get that grade 4 that you're hoping for when you sit your exams. We also have a number of opportunities to take part in trips and visits to enhance your learning. We regularly go on day trips to science museums and to universities. And we also have a large trip to Romania, which is to the Medical Legal Institute there. Once there, we take part in some postmortems with them, and we also work with them on some lectures with things like ballistics and other forensic science topics. When you're in Romania, there's also an opportunity to take in the culture in the capital as well, so it's a great all-round trip to enhance your studies with us here at the college. So as I've mentioned, when you join us, you'll be doing lots of practicals. You can see some of our awesome students here carrying out the practicals. So top left there, we've got heart dissection. Bottom left, we've got some microscopy going on. Top right, we've got some flame tests, and then bottom right, we've science students looking at a crime scene. So nearly every day during your course you'll be doing practical sessions, and this really helps to consolidate your knowledge that you do in your academic sessions. There'll be lots and lots of practicals, and they're not just limited to these ones, and you can see some gorgeous pictures of our purpose-built labs full of equipment in the background here. Our Lab Tech Apprenticeship is very different to our full-time courses. Within the apprenticeship, you will gain work experience, earn money and complete qualifications at the same time. So you need to find an employer to complete your apprenticeship, but we regularly advertise any vacancies on our website. There's nothing to stop you approaching an employer and asking if they will take on an apprentice, and we can work to help and support you through that process if that's what you would like to do. Alongside your apprenticeship, you will complete a level 3 BTEC in applied science, so that's what you'll do with us in college. So that'll be 1 day per week, and the other 4 days will be spent in your workplace developing the behaviours and skills that you need within your role. Complete a level 3 MVQ and lab and associated activities, and this will take place in the workplace, and you'll have a dedicated assessor that comes out and assesses you in the workplace and the behaviours and skills that you developed while you're there. The apprenticeship duration is approximately 24 months. It can be a little bit longer depending on when you start with us, and it's assessed by endpoint assessment. So what that means is an external person will come into your workplace who's an expert in the field and have a look at your behaviours and skills, ask you some questions and do the assessments with you on that day, and then you will get your result from your apprenticeship. Why study on a science course? So our science courses prepare learners for their next steps in their career, so that could be university, apprenticeships or full-time work. You'll gain really extensive practical skills working in our 6 purpose-built labs alongside the academic skills that you'll learn on our courses. There is a lovely picture of one of our labs on this slide, and we've got 6 labs which include chemistry, biology and forensic science labs, and they're all set out a little bit differently to allow you to take part in the different subjects that we teach in there. So for instance, we've got a huge forensic science lab that has got a giant table all across the middle of the lab, and that's to allow for evidence analysis when you're doing your crime scene analysis. So you can spread out, have a look at your evidence, see what you're looking at and do all the analysis that you need without having to move any of the evidence around the room. Previous science students have gone on to be very successful and are now working in a number of different areas. So that's pharmacy, radiography, forensic science, biomedical sciences. And we've also had people go off to courses that are not scientific based. So we have sent people off on accounting, business, fashion, marketing, management, lots of different things, because universities are keen to pick up science students because they know that you're academic, you're analytical thinkers, and you've got a level of academic ability when you leave us at level 3. So if you did decide that science wasn't for you while you were with us, please don't worry. We can get you onto a whole host of different courses, and you can use the skills that you've gained with us here in science to take you on to the next steps in your career. Equipment needed for your science courses. So we will provide you with all your personal protective equipment. So that'll be a lab coat, goggles and gloves. If you would like to purchase your own lab coat, we welcome you to do so. In the past, we've had learners design their own lab coats, and we encourage you to be creative. We absolutely love to see your designs. We've had all sorts in the past, ranging from tie-dye, a full-scale Albert Einstein on the back of a lab coat and embroidery on the front. So, you know, anything that you can think of, we're happy for you to express yourselves and your personality through your lab coats. The other equipment that's needed is just the general college equipment, so pens, pencils, notebooks, ruler and a scientific calculator. Please don't spend a lot of money on a scientific calculator. You can now get really decent calculators in the pound shop, and we would advise that you just go get one of those because it'll save you quite a lot of money. One important thing to note is that students really do need a folder for storing the classwork neatly. They will be studying on a number of different courses, so when you start getting lots of notes all together, it quite easily can get mixed up. So it's a really good idea to have some folders, some plastic wallets and some dividers, just so you've got everything stored neatly. We set really high expectations of our students because we want to see you succeed on our courses. You must come to college ready and prepared for a lot of hard work. Alongside that, you need to make sure you're always carrying your college ID, that you attend all of your classes, you follow any health and safety practices at all times when working in our labs because they can be quite dangerous places. And you must always respect everybody in the college community. We do also ask that you don't book holidays and other appointments during lesson times. You will only be in for a maximum of 3, maybe 4 days at most, so you can arrange them outside that time. The main point is that you must take responsibility for your learning and progress on the course. Without you taking responsibility for that, we can do everything we can on the other side, but you really need to be there with the motivation and determination to succeed. As long as you've got that, we'll support you fully to reach those merits and distinctions and be really successful on the course and see you progress either onto the next level or off to university or a career in the science industry. If you do have any questions, please type them into the chat and we'll do our best to answer them.
Okay, so we'll go over to asking the questions that you've typed in. Are we ready to go? Yeah, you need to just come off mute, Anissa.
Yep, ready
Okay.
to take on any questions.
Okay, so forensics, please, can you explain what this involves?
So forensics is about looking at crime scenes, like made-up simulation crime scenes, and trying to identify a cause of death, for example, collecting evidence leading to that cause of death, and looking for other clues that will help you analyze, you know, what caused the death, for example, if we're looking at a death scene, for example. And there's quite a few different units within this course, quite different ways of looking at it. So, for example, they have a forensic fire unit, so where they're looking at things that are linked to a fire, what causes a fire, how they can be prevented, etc. And then there's another unit that they look at, or they have within the course, and that is the photography unit, and that is looking at collecting evidence around the crime scene using a camera, being able to use a camera confidently, collecting evidence for the crime scene, putting all that evidence together, and then presenting it to the coroners and suggesting and giving suggestions that this was the cause of death, caused by X, Y, Z, and more things like that. It's a bit different to our applied science course in the terms of the units that are being taught. There are some mandatory units that are the same across all 3 courses, so that's across the applied science course, across the biomedical science course, and across the forensic course. So there are going to be some units that are going to be taught exactly the same way, and they're going to be assessed the same way. But then once they branch off into their own sections, as you would say, they have different teaching is involved, different units are being taught, etc.
Okay, do you have to have done single science GCSE to do applied science?
No, as long as you can do the double award for applying onto the science course.
Okay, how many students do you take on level 2?
Level 2 is our biggest course. Not the biggest. That is our biggest course. So I think it's about up to 100 we take on.
On level 2? On
level 2, yeah.
Okay, and how big are the class sizes?
Again, it depends, but level 2 classes, from what I've seen of the past year, they have been bigger than our level 3 classes. So I think, based on classroom sizes, no more than 20 to 24 in a level 2 class.
Okay, how many exams do you do in level 3 medical?
Level 3 medical, in the first year, there will be a total of 2 exams, and then the second year, again, a total of, there'll be 3 exams in the second year. So 2 in the first year and 3 in the second year.
Okay, and medical, the medical, what kind of medical degrees accept this?
Biomedical degrees, biomedical sciences, clinical sciences, there's quite a variety, quite a lot. And it's just a case of whatever the student wants to go into, look into at individual level, which we were more than happy to advise, and Progress Coach will be more than happy to advise, and we'll just take it from there. It's quite a range, so there's not just one set pathway. It can branch off into anywhere and anything.
Okay, that same person's just typed in, can you get onto nursing with medical?
Yes, you can.
Okay, next question is, how many days a week are you in on the level 2 science?
That I'm sure it's about 2 to 3.
Okay, and can you resit your maths on level 2 science?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, because I know we do with level 3, but I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, with level 2 you can resit your maths.
You can. Okay.
Yeah, the entry criteria is 3 in English, a 3 and a 2 in your English or your maths. Okay, how many A levels is the level 3 medical equivalent to?
If you're going to go for the full course, so that's the extended diploma, then that's equivalent to 3 A levels. If you're going to just go for the diploma, then that's equivalent to 2 A levels.
Okay, do you offer science at Goosebury?
No, we don't. No.
Okay, and we've got a question that's from an adult. Now, they do take adults onto science, but it might be worthwhile looking at the access provision as well, depending on what qualifications you have and what your intended route is. If that person emails info, I'll type the email address in for you. Next question is there a lot of practical work on the courses?
Yes, definitely, and that's across all 3 courses, across the biomedical course, across the applied science, and across the forensics course. It has been a bit difficult this year because of remote learning, but traditionally there is a lot of practical work involved in all 3 courses, and that just makes the course a little bit more interesting and a little bit more exciting for the students to participate in and to enjoy.
Is it possible for a student to join at level 1 and then go right the way through to level 3?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then the next one is, work placements are mentioned. What kind of work placements do you do?
So our work placement advisor, she's the best person to talk about this, but I have heard students go off into all sorts of different places. So we've had students go off to the University of Huddersfield, helping working in the labs. We've had people go off into pharmacies. We've had people go off into Thornton and Ross, the plant in Huddersfield. So they can send you almost anywhere. It just depends on the student, what they're wanting to do, and availability on our employers that we work with.
Do a lot of your students get into university with a BTEC?
Yes, they do.
Okay, and there's a couple of questions in there about applying, so I'll answer them. Yes, we are open for applications. If you find the science course that you're interested in on the college website and tick apply now on that page, that will start an online application for you. If you're at a Kirklees school, then you can still apply to the college using your Get Into account. Just go see your careers advisor about that. Applied science, does that cover chemistry?
Yes, it does. There's lots of chemistry in there.
Okay, and then medical science, is that over 2 years?
Yes, that'll be over 2 years as well.
Okay, that's all the questions that have been typed in. So I'll end the session there. Thank you for attending. If you would like to find out about any of our previous events, then you can visit our website www.kirkleescollege.ac.uk/virtual open days. On there are links to all the previous events that have taken place. There's also videos of all the college centres and videos to support you with your application process. Thank you for attending. If you have any further questions, then our course information team are available at info@kirkleescollege.ac.uk, or you can telephone 01484 437 070. A member of the team is available until 4 o'clock today to answer your questions, and then they will be back again on Monday. I hope you found that useful. A recording of this will be put on the college website next week. Thank you for attending.